Morning everybody, how are you? I'm pretty good, thanks. It's a beautiful day, liquid sunshine. So, final instalment in the 20 essential habits of highly passionate people. We've clearly established they aren't just lucky. They share common characteristics. Work hard, trust their intuition and persevere. There's nothing special required. They don't really have to be gifted and you don't need permission. You just follow what makes you come to life. The only thing holding you back really are the stories that you've learned on your path here. Morning Anne-Marie. Morning Andrea. Yesterday we spoke about non-balance, personal power, happiness and fun. So let's talk about the 4 final habits that highly passionate people have and how you can mimic this to help you become successful in anything you do. Morning Louise. Morning Alana. So perspective. Passionate people take a step back from time to time. When you're trying, what are you trying to achieve really? Sometimes you just can't see the forest for the trees. You're that close to it, you don't actually realise the bigger picture, if that makes sense. So why are you doing what you're doing? Is this what makes you come to life? Or are you chasing a ghost? Someone else's idea of a good life. We often get drawn into each other's people's dreams because they are in our social circle. Morning Margaret. Sometimes taking a step back is quite useful. In the end, what it all comes down to is the following that drives me forward. After I remind myself that once in a while, after I remind myself that I can relax and enjoy myself, it's that sitting that, take that deep breath, and exhale. Morning Heather, morning Sarah. I have to remind myself that there's no rush. Remember, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And often slowing down will help you make better decisions in the long run. So the title of this one is Realistically Dreamy. No, used that word in ages. Dreamy. Don't ask others to tell you what's possible. They'll often tell you what is probable based on their own limiting beliefs. That's why you follow your passion, and walking your own path can be so hard. You have to learn to trust yourself, and sometimes you have to be willing to walk alone. Now, for some of us, that's a big, scary thought. And it was for me in the beginning. I mean, when I first started out in buy-to-let 27 years ago, it never existed as a word. Morning, Louise. No one knew what it was. And everybody used to tell me, be careful, Jim. Be careful, Jim. And I used to start beginning to doubt myself, because do they know something I don't? But the numbers made sense. And it made sense completely to me. But I still had doubt, because everybody round about me kept saying, on their own limiting beliefs, and saying, be careful. I now know that not to be the truth. That's why following your passion and walking your own path can be so hard, as I said. Many of the things you take for granted today were thought impossible by the past version of you. I don't know now what I'm truly capable of. The good news is that I really don't have to know. I just have to take one step forward at a time and trust my inner voice. That wee voice in the back of your head. It does sometimes tell you quite positive things if you want it to. It sounds simple when I put it like this, but those small steps are often taken on a dark road filled with distractions, fears, and people telling you to stop. You'll doubt yourself on this path, clearly. You'll be uncomfortable, but that's okay. It's happened to me when I first started out, as I said, in buy-to-let, 27 years ago. And now and again it still happens to me today. Because we're disruptors. We do things that other people haven't done before. We move into areas of marketing, of selling, that other people haven't moved in before. So be conditionally open-minded. Be flexible and open-minded means different things to different people. I like to think of myself as conditionally open-minded. If I've set my sails for something, I shut out everything else and start taking action towards it. There's no need for me to keep distracting myself with more information if I know enough to take action. I try not to get hung up on getting things perfect in the beginning. And if you know me, that's a big challenge. There will always be things to do better than what you did before. But you should focus on moving forward first. It will get better as you gain more experience. It doesn't have to be perfect right away. Nothing ever is. Think about this. Most people don't know this. Morning, David. When Sony, yes, Sony, first started out, they made rice cookers, and that's all they did. So how on earth are they in films today? And if they wanted to be in films, do you think they would have started making rice cookers? They probably would never have been here. It also helps to assess if you're getting the desired result. Classic here. People say morning, they engage. Must be getting some sort of traction. People message me personally to say thanks very much and help. So it does work. I mean, as I said, take this vlog for example. Am I getting the message across to you? It's not perfect, and in hindsight I'm sure I could do it better, but it's good enough to perhaps help you in some way. So it's a great starting point. But remember to be excuse free. Passionate people don't listen to their own excuses. I got a message from someone last night saying, my goodness, how are you going to fit this in? You've got everything to do today. And my first response was, winners find a way. They don't take excuses seriously. Following their passion brings their fears to the surface. Yeah, fine. But there'll always be a reason not to step forward and to remain comfortable. But you have to be aware that if you do that, you'll suffer. Because you're not doing what your soul is calling you truly out to do. Everyone has excuses. Everyone has reasons for not doing what they feel they should be doing or called to do. Once you realise that your excuses, they don't have to stop you. And life will become a lot more interesting. I hope you've enjoyed this series. But tomorrow, we'll start to talk about 33 powerful ways to overcome fear. Boy, that's going to be a journey. But remember to like, comment and share on this post. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30.